Mazraoui to Manchester United is essentially 99% done, and what a signing that is for United. I think he's a top player. Now, the reason I'm saying it's nearly 99% done is because more reliable sources are saying West Ham are on the verge of completing a Wan Bissaka deal. The player is now open to the West Ham move. We've also got news coming in on Ugarte, Zubimendi, Manchester United's midfield plan. That does depend on a sale, but there is some developments in McTominay to Fulham. They're completing the Smith Rowe deal, and they could be going for McTominay. There's some more news developments on Sancho, Obi Martin, Trevor Chalobah, some options there. So, hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to your 10-minute transfer roundup, where we summarise all the news that's come in this evening and relevant news today into a 10-minute video, so you're up to date on everything you need to know. Please do subscribe down below for you throughout every evening in the transfer window, unless there's just no news or no reliable news. We do something called the 10-minute roundup, which is a late night video that comes out, and please do hit that like button as it helps out the channel. But we're going to start with the Wan Bissaka news, and I want to get through this Wan Bissaka Mazraoui story really quickly, because I feel like we've been talking about it for ages in our last few videos. But if you watched my live stream earlier, there's reports that this deal was close. There's reports that a medical could be booked in from inside West Ham sources. It's now being said by Sky that West Ham now in advanced talks to sign Wan Bissaka. One source claims the clubs are close to an agreement, and it was also said by Sam C reports that Wan Bissaka is close to joining West Ham. It felt that Wan Bissaka wasn't going to go to West Ham because he chose Inter Milan. Now it looks like Wan Bissaka is going to go to West Ham, and we could maybe get a here we go in the coming days, because as soon as Wan Bissaka leaves United, we get Mazraoui. We've already agreed a fee with Bayern Munich. We've already got personal terms agreed. The only thing that's delaying the here we go is Wan Bissaka sold. Mazraoui's a United player. Mazraoui has told Bayern Munich he wants to leave, having agreed a 5-year contract with United, confirms Ben Jacobs, and Bayern still want to sell Ligt despite the injury to Hiroki, who will be out for 2 to 3 months, which is a bad injury, but they still want to sell Ligt because they remain intent on pursuing a deal for Jonathan Tah. So, could Man United maybe do a double deal for Ligt and Mazraoui? That has been reported. Florian Plettenberg is confirming those deals are separate, saying that Bayern and Manchester United are in direct talks about Mazraoui, with United considering deals for both Ligt and Mazraoui. It's 2 separate transactions. Currently, there's no plans to complete both transfers in the package, but we are completely in for both players. Ligt, as we covered in my live show earlier today, is waiting for United. He's still confirmed to United that he wants the move. Bayern are confirmed to United they want to sell. Bayern are likely to maybe just about lower their asking price for Ligt for United to get that over the line, but it may depend on Lindelof's sale, with United focusing on Mazraoui and midfield first. But there is that expectation Ligt will probably go to United. Now, if Ligt doesn't go to United, it could be because of Braithwaite, it could be because of Chalobah, 2 sort of deals that are being weighed up and explored by those inside Manchester United. It was said in regards to Chalobah that Manchester United have inquired about the possibility of signing Chalobah, and that was said by Give Me Sport. It's been said by Ben Jacobs. It's been said by other sources that United have had an interest in Chalobah. Considering that Chelsea have left him out the pre-season tour because they want to sell him and he's going to be sold this summer, which is crazy because if you look at Chelsea's defender, I'd say he's their second best option that they got, and he was probably their best player towards the end of last season in defence. Chelsea are looking to get rid of this guy. Now, I like Chalobah. I think he's a good option. He's an improvement on Lindelof. He's a good bench option to have. He can cover right back, but he's not as exciting name as Ligt. I think that Braithwaite has a bit higher potential considering his age and ability to play left centre back. But Chalobah for 25 million, you can't say no to, especially with the injuries we get at the back. He's a good player. He was Chelsea's best defender second half of the season. He was really good, which surprises me that Chelsea want to sell him, but that is Chelsea. Sell their academy players, then spend a load of money on other people's academy talents. Boom, that's up to them. But one player that there could be a boost for is Braithwaite, because Jacob O'Brien has completed medical tests and signed a 5-year deal for Everton. Could that be because Everton want to sell Braithwaite? He's a very similar profile to Braithwaite. Now, one thing we do know, and this was reported, I think by Jack Towell or Ben Jacobs or Rob Dawson, it was one of those 3 journalists, which doesn't really narrow it down, that actually Man United prefer Braithwaite to Ligt. And I believe that's true because I know from every reliable source that Braithwaite was United's dream centre-back target. The problem is, Ligt we can maybe do for around £40 million. Braithwaite would be £55 million at the cheapest if Everton lower the fee. That's £15 million difference. I guess with the wages that over the 5 years, it could equal out the same. Potentially, but I know that if Everton lower the fee for Braithwaite to maybe under 55 million, they would pick Braithwaite over Ligt. But I think because Everton not willing to lower the fee and Bayern kind of desperate to sell Ligt, and Ligt is there waiting for United, Ligt looks the most likely. But United do prefer Braithwaite to Ligt because he can play on the left. Now, Everton have signed a centre back. They may lower the Braithwaite fee. You never know. But if I was going to put my money on it, I would probably guess that Ligt would be our next edition. I'd probably guess Ligt, but I think Braithwaite, Chalobah could be one to watch, but I think we will bring in Ligt. The way that he wants to move, we want the move. I think it just depends on maybe a Lindelof exit, which apparently is believed to be close, and let's hope that's right. Now, one exit that's slowed down but is apparently expected to advance now that Fulham have completed the signing of Middlesbrough is Scott McTominay. It was said that Scott McTominay's future could dictate whether Manchester United bring in a midfielder this summer. Fulham expected to go back in for an improved offer for Scott McTominay once their deal for Emile Smith-Rowe is wrapped up. Now, I believe it was Chris Wheeler, although it might have been someone else, who said that we rejected a bid just under 30 million for Scott McTominay from Fulham because we're holding out for 30 million. Now, if that is the case and we rejected just under 30 million because we're holding out 30 million, the next bid you'd assume would be around 30 million or 25 million with 30 million add-ons. And with McTominay having 1 year left on his contract, with United desperate to bring in new additions in midfield, because at the end of the day, McTominay played as a 10 last season, but we've got Mount, Ahmad, Xerxes and Bruno that can play as a 10, and one McTominay can play as an 8. We kind of want Maino as an 8 because that's his best role, and then we can bring in someone as a 6 rather than having to play Maino as a 6. It's very obvious that McTominay could go. He's not good enough to start. He's a great impact off the bench, but he's got 1 year left on his deal. He's 27. He's not getting younger. He doesn't improve the starting 11. We need to move past players that don't improve the starting 11 and sell those players so we can actually afford players that will improve the starting 11. McTominay's good for bench depth, but like Wan Bissaka, I like Wan Bissaka. I'd happily keep Wan Bissaka. He's a great option for bench depth, and he's such a unique profile. But Mazraoui could potentially put Dalot on the bench because Mazraoui could potentially be a better player than Dalot. Not right now. Dalot's had a better season, and Dalot's been so good under 10, but that's the competition. Whereas Wan Bissaka, as good as he can be, you know that he's getting older. He's not. That when you look at the kind of profile of defender that Ten Hag wants, he'll prefer a Dalot. Although, Wan Bissaka's had periods where he's definitely been better than Dalot, but I think Dalot, deserved his place by the end of it. Now, hopefully McTominay is sold because I want us to sign a midfielder. Now, what has been said by Sky Sports is that Manchester United continue to work on a number of deals in the meantime. They're in dialogue with PSG over Ugarte and are interested in Fofana plus Zubimendi. Amrabat is a player United is still considering signing independent of other deals. So Amrabat could just be an additional one for depth. Now, they're saying we continue to work on Zubimendi. We're in dialogue over PSG over Zubimendi, and we're also interested in Fofana and Zubimendi. Now, if I'm honest, put McTominay out, bring Zubimendi and bish, bash, bosh, brilliant deal. I like Ugarte, but Zubimendi and Fofana I like a little bit more. If Man United can get McTominay out and that could raise the funds for Zubimendi, that'd be brilliant. I don't know if he wants to come to United, but I'd say Ugarte, Zubimendi, Fofana. I'm happy with any of those signings, but Fofana and Zubimendi, I think I like a little bit more than Ugarte, just because they've had a good season. Whereas Ugarte, I wouldn't say he's had a bad season, but I think he could have had a better season because he doesn't suit what PSG are trying to do. I would love Zubimendi, and there is rumours that we're going to put a bid for him, but I'm not sure. It was said that budget and squad space is key for Manchester United in the remainder of the transfer window. Recruitment at right back, centre back, and midfield is likely to require departures. Right back is Mazraoui gone. Wan Bissaka gone, Mazraoui in. Central defence is Lindelof gone, probably Ligt in, but maybe keep an eye on Chalobah, maybe keep an eye on Branthwaite. Lindelof and Wan Bissaka are expected to go, so that should be those two signings gone. Midfield could depend on a departure. Amrabat won't, but the other options could. And I think McTominay and Eriksen are most likely to leave. Mejbri will go, but probably get peanuts for that. Donny's obviously gone. I think Casemiro does stay. Now, apparently, Adrian Rabiot has rejected a contract offer from Liverpool because he wants to join United. Now, this isn't said by the most reliable source, and I just think a lot of the Rabiot news is coming out from Rabiot's agent to the media to try and, get some more interest in him. And Rabiot seems to be that guy that is linked to Manchester United every single transfer window for the last few years, to the point that I almost feel like Rabiot was using Manchester United to try and get him a move, if I'm going to be honest. But apparently his dream of is United. He wants United. I thought if his dream of was United, he would have taken a wage cut to join us in the past, and then he rejected us for Juventus or something like that. Who knows? But apparently Rabiot is holding out for Manchester United. But as Romano said, there's no real interest in Rabiot. We like him. He's on the list, but there's nothing advanced. I think Rabiot or Amrabat could be a second midfield signing. I think the first midfield signing will be Ugarte, Zubimendi, Fofana. The second could be a Rabiot or Amrabat type player, depending on who we get. And lastly, I've been asked a lot about Obi Martin and what is the latest on Obi Martin to Manchester United. And well, on Instagram, he said his farewell to Arsenal, and apparently privately he's told friends that he's joining Manchester United. So Man United believe that's going to be done. There's a confidence in Man United that they are going to get Obi Martin, and apparently he's going to announce his next club in the next few days. There's an expectation it will be United, but you never know. There's clubs interested in Germany. There's a lot of clubs interested in the guy. I hope it's Man United just really for the Arsenal tears. I mean, he's a brilliant academy player, and I hope that he does well, but also the possibility of Arsenal tears could make it a little bit better. But listen, people, please do hit that like button. Of course, subscribe down below to Alice Talks Football if you're new. Let me know your thoughts down below on all the latest news. I'll be back in the morning for a live show. See you then about 8:45 a.m. UK time. Thank you for watching. Bye.